Welcome everyone to Yoga with Valarie. I'm your host, Valarie Anderson. Today's practice is going to be focused on de-stressing, bringing those shoulders down away from our ears, chilling out for a couple of moments, taking some deep breaths. This is perfect for this time of year right around the holidays. If you don't have time to take this whole practice with us, then I recommend that you simply do the beginning where we do the breath work, we spend some quiet time, reflect, do some self-care, and then go on about your day and come back when you have time to practice the whole class with us. Go to a place that is quiet, that you won't be disturbed, let everyone know that you're going to practice, and take some time for yourself. Find a comfortable seat, a crossing of the legs, or any other form that you can sit with for a few moments. And once you're here, if you're comfortable in your space enough to close your eyes, I recommend it. Or simply take your gaze down towards the ground. And once you find your comfortable seat, sit up nice and tall through the back. Gently tuck the chin. Hands can lie wherever they fall comfortably. And just start. Don't worry too much about the breath. Let it come and go naturally. Take your inhales and your exhales at whatever pace they're presented to you at the moment. Study the inhales and exhales. Notice if they're even. See if you can lengthen through your exhales a little bit longer than your inhales. Spend a moment or two here just with the breath, doing nothing else. If you have time to stay with us, and if you're interested in working with the breath a little bit more, we're going to do some counting. Otherwise, just stay with your regular inhales and exhales, maybe working in your own way to lengthen those exhales. Release the air all the way down to the last drop to prepare. And inhale for 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2, 3. At the bottom, pause. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. And hold. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause, inhale for 3, 2, 1, pause, lengthen, 1, 2, 3, 4, pause, and repeat. You can keep going with this 3 count, maybe 3-4 count. Maybe you expand the inhales and get your exhales to 4 or 5 or even longer. The longer the better. It sends a signal to our body to relax, to calm, to soothe. Stay with this breath work as long as you can, if you can't stay for the rest of the practice. If you're continuing on, take a few more rounds of your inhales and your exhales. When you get down to the bottom of that next exhale, go ahead and either blink the eyes open or send the gaze upright. Bring the hands to the knees if they aren't already there. Inhale, reach the shoulders up. On the exhale, pull them around back behind you. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, pull them down. Again, inhale, reach them. And exhale, pull them. Keep going in this cycle. Option to follow the breath, taking it nice and slow, or to go whatever pace feels good for your shoulders, even if that means you're offset from your inhales and your exhales. The next time that you come down at the bottom, bring your shoulders back up in the opposite direction, pulling from behind towards the shoulders, wrapping around and then down. Taking these as big or as small as you need to, fast or slow. Take 1 or 2 more circles around in this direction. When you get down to the bottom, you pull your shoulders down, sit easy for a moment. On your next inhale, reach the shoulders straight up to the ears. On your exhale, long sigh. Again, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, reach the shoulders. And exhale, sigh. Biggest and the loudest. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands back to the knees for a cat and cow sequence. On your inhale, bring the belly forward, chest comes up, chin goes up, gaze follows. Exhale, tuck the chin around the shoulders and the belly and the bottom. Lean back. Inhale, tailbone, belly, shoulders, chin. Exhale, tuck, round, roll, and lean. Keep making these cats and cow motions at your pace. Most important, stay with your breath. On your exhale, you fold and lean back. And on your inhale, you expand and reach it all forward. The longer that you do these, the more that you do. Try to expand your cat and cow, bringing them bigger and deeper. And take 1 more round of a cat and a cow. And once you come back to center, come to stillness. On an inhale, reach the left arm up, grab onto it with the wrist with the left. Exhale, pull and lean towards your right side. On your next inhale, bring it back to center, and exhale, sit the palms and hands down to the ground. Inhale, reach up with the right, grab at the wrist with the left, and exhale, lean towards the left side, pulling big stretch, hip to shoulder, through the fingers. Inhale, bring it back to center, and then exhale, set the arms down, moving into the neck. Extend through the right fingers, pointing down towards the ground, and then the right ear is going to come towards that opposite shoulder. Option to place the right hand on top of the head for just a little weight. Not necessarily a pull. And then release the hand from the top of the head and allow the head to come back to center, switching off to the opposite side. So the right palm is going to reach to the fingers, and then the left ear is coming to that left shoulder. And if you brought your free hand to the slowly release the hand from atop the head, bring the head around to center, and then take any motions with the neck that feel good. Left to right rock, or maybe around in one direction and the other. And bring the head and neck all to center where we're coming to a hero pose. So to start your roll forward onto the knees, untuck the legs, and then sit back, bottom to heels. If this is uncomfortable, you have the option of putting a block underneath you or even tucking the toes and sitting back onto the heels. Either way, find a comfortable place in your hero pose and stand nice and tall all the way from the tailbone to the top of the head. And once you're in your hero pose, stay here for a breath or two. Shift forward towards the knees, maybe the bottom releases from the heels. And we're going to come to our palms to the floor in front of us underneath our shoulders. And this first round, we're going to let our fingers point off towards the side, left and right. And we're going to take gentle rocks side to side, working into the wrists. If you've been working with your hands a lot, cooking or wrapping presents or doing any activity, even typing, this is great work for these parts of your body. Bring it back to center and then take your fingertips and point them back behind you. And this might take a little bit of finagling. The fingers might not go straight back. They might come out to the side. That's okay. Once you find your suitable position with your fingers in your palms, you have the option of sitting back in your seat to get that deeper stretch through those forearms, or staying upright if this is already strenuous through those parts of your forearm. Gently bring it forward and back over the wrist so that you can take the palms in, face them forward once more. Bring the fists together like you want to punch them together. The fingers are going to be tight, the thumb is going to be tight, and then the backs of the hands are going to come down to the mat. And once you're there, try to straighten through your arms, through the elbows, and feel a really deep stretch at the back of the arms. If you feel those shoulders creeping up towards your ears, let it go. And then gently release, shake through the wrists, flick the fingers, maybe even lace the fingers up and draw a figure 8 with the wrists and the palms. And then move the palms forward back onto the mat. We're going to come into a tabletop position. Hips are over the knees, shoulder, elbow, wrist. If that's too much for the wrist, you can walk the palms forward a little bit. Once you find yourself near tabletop, we're going to take a twist, threading of the needle, place the weight into the right palm, and on an inhale, reach up the left, gentle twist. Exhale, thread it under, allowing that left shoulder to come down to the mat. Choice options, extend through the right arm, bring the right armpit towards the ground, or press the back of the left palm into the mat. Take note of where you're feeling the stretch through the shoulders, through the back body, through the spine. How does that feel for you? Gently walk your right arm back underneath the shoulder. If it was extended, press into the palm, and on an inhale, reach up with the left. Exhale, set it down. Switching off into our opposite side, shift the weight into the left palm. On an inhale, reach up with the right. Exhale, thread it under the left, bringing that shoulder down to the ground. And whatever you did on that first side, take it to the other. If your arm is extended, bring it back underneath the shoulder. And on an inhale, press into the palm, reach up with the right arm. Exhale, set it down. Puppy dog pose, the palms, hands walk a footish away from the body, still parallel to each other. And then drop the forehead down to the mat. This is a really good deep stretch through the shoulders. If you want to take it deeper, there's the option of bringing the chin down to the mat or even the chest down to the mat. Pull your triceps, the back upper part of your arm, down towards the ground. So wrap them underneath so that they're pointing towards the mat. Notice if that feels different through the shoulders than if your triceps are pointed out towards the sides. So bring them in, wrap them down. press into the palms to lift the head, and then gently walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, where we're going to take our first down dog of our day, of our practice. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and then send the hips back. The first one's always freebie, so wiggle into it. Find any stretches that are necessary for the body. Pedaling out the heels or bending into one knee, both knees. Reaching deeper through the shoulders. Maybe even try that wrapping of the triceps while you're in that down dog position. Stay with the breath. Let it guide your efforts. Option here to drop down to the knees or stay into your down dog. Either way, lift through the left leg, send it up towards the ceiling. Bend into the knee so that the heel comes towards the bottom, and then open up your hips so that you can take drawing circles with the knee in one direction. And then take your knee in the other direction. On your inhale, lift the leg back up behind you, and exhale, sit it down to the mat. Switching off to your opposite side. Inhale, reach up at the right. And then bring a bend in the knee, heel to the bottom. Open the hip up and draw circles in one direction. And then take your circles in the other direction. On an inhale, lift the leg back behind you. Exhale, set it down into your down dog. If you came down to your knees into a tabletop position, pop up back to your down dog for a brief moment. And then from your down dog, take a bend in your knees, big one if you need it, and then walk the feet towards the top of your mat to meet your hands. Stay here and hang out for just a moment. Let the head go really heavy and long through the backside. Knot it, circle it around even. Melt the shoulders. And on an inhale, halfway lift, nice long back. Exhale, lower down. Once more, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, lower down. This time, inhale, reach it all the way up to standing. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center. We're going to take 2 rounds of our sun salutations, the classical version. We're going to pause on our lunges and on our back bends as well, just to deepen since we're only doing 2 of these for today. On an inhale, reach up through the arms. Exhale, forward fold down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, left foot, drop the knee and tuck the toe. Inhale, rise up and hold. Exhale. Inhale, press the top of the back foot into the ground. And exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale, plant the palms to frame the front foot. Step back either to plank or to knees, and then lower down to the belly, elbows point behind you. And once you're there, you're going to take a back bend of choice, maybe a baby cobra, maybe a sphinx, maybe something that's deeper. We're going to hold here for a breath or two. Remembering to press the pelvic into the floor, lifting the belly gently. And on your next exhale, lower down, plant the palms to either press into a plank or knees, and then find your down dog. Inhale, reach that left leg up, and exhale, step it forward as far as you can. A low lunge, drop that back knee. Inhale, rise. And exhale, plant the hands to frame that front foot. Step the back foot forward, top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise it all to standing. And exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. One more side, one more round. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, right foot, drop the knee and tuck the back toes. Inhale, rise to hold your lunge. And exhale. Once more, inhale. And exhale, plant the hands, step back to knees or to plank. Lower down to that belly. And on your inhale in your time, find your back bend of choice. Cobra or Sphinx, maybe even up dog. On your next exhale, lower down to the belly, plant the palms, press up to knees or to plank. Find your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward as far as you can on the mat and come into your low lunge on the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, back foot steps forward to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise it all up to standing. And then exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. You're at the top of your mat. Take a big step back with the left foot and then turn your toes to face towards the mat, towards me. Once you find yourself there, we're going to take a wide-legged fold. So hands are going to come to the waist, to the hips. Stay long through the back side of the body. And on an inhale, lift to prepare. Exhale, hinge just from the hips. Forward fold about halfway so you have a nice flat back. Hold here for a breath or two. And only when you're ready on an exhale, lower all the way down. If the floor is inaccessible to you, you can option to widen the legs or even bend into the knees. Bring blocks into play or something that reaches your hands to a stable surface. You can even bring the hands to your calves or ankles if that's suitable too. Once you're here, we're going to take a gentle twist. So bring the right palm to underneath your face on the floor. Inhale, reach up and extend the left arm. Exhale, bring your extended arm. Inhale, reach up with the right. Exhale, bring it back down. And shore up through the legs so the calves are active. Slight bend in the knees. It's a micro bend really and a good long lengthening through the thighs to prepare as we start to come up. Bring the hands back to the hips. Squeeze through the legs, nice long flat back, come all the way up to standing. We're going to take one more fold. You can fold with or without the hand bind, and your bind choices are to take your hands behind you and simply layer them. Also option to lace up the fingers and the palms either meet or don't meet, yogi's choice. Once you find the bind that you're going to take on an inhale, stand up nice and tall again, and then exhale, lower down into that fold, and then let the arms come up and overhead as far as they're able to with either the arm crossing or the hand bind. Stay active through those legs. Protect those joints and those muscles. Keeping that tiny bend in the knee. Gently release whatever bind that you have. Bring the hands back to the hips. And then a long inhale, nice flat back. Squeeze the legs, come all the way up to standing. Turn your toes back towards the top of your mat and then step it forward. Once you're there at the top of your mat, we're going to come down to a Malasana meltdown. So the feet are going to go wide, about hip distance, maybe even a little bit more than the mat. And you're just going to find a bend in the knee and a sway side to side as you start to wiggle down. Hands can come to heart center, palms will meet, and then the wiggling is to help you kind of get the feet where they need to go at the right angle, pointed out towards the sides. And once you get nestled into your Malasana, if the heels aren't down the ground, that's totally okay. If you have a blanket or something of that sort nearby, you can even fold your mat and stick the edge underneath your heels to bring them up a little bit. We're just going to hang out here for a moment or two. Enjoy this deep squat, this good hip opener. And there's no really pretty fancy way to come onto our bottom. It might mean you putting your hands down on the ground and lengthening through the legs and then reaching down behind you, or it might be a lowering straight from Malasana if you're able to. And once you get to your bottom, you're going to take a leg crossing of choice. Well, once you find that leg crossing, go ahead and switch it so that it feels funny. We're going to take 3 heart openers. The hands are going to go behind you, and they're going to point, the fingertips are going to point away. Palms are going to be down, and you're going to lean slightly back. Roll the shoulders back behind you, expand through the collarbones, and then on an inhale, lift the chest forward, and the chin is going to go slightly up, but don't let the head sink so far back that you feel that crink in the neck. Hold the head up, and send that gaze upright. Pull the shoulder blades together, back behind you toward the spine. And then gently, slowly, let the chest come back down, the chin tucks more, the shoulders round forward. We're going to take 2 more. Your option is to stay exactly in that same pose if that felt like more than enough for you. Or you can take it a little bit deeper, extend the left leg out, right leg stays tucked in. Hands are still planted behind you. And here you even have the option of keeping the bottom down as you lift the chest or rising it up. On a big inhale, find your back bending, your chest opening, and your chin pulling up towards the ceiling, but not letting the head fall completely back. Exhale, bring it down, bring it all around. And switch the legs if you have your legs extended out. Arms are still placed behind you. Shift the weight back. And on your inhale, lift and expand through the chest. And exhale, lower it down, bringing it all around to the front. And then to come onto your back, you have the choice of just falling there or coming into a boat and briefly allowing yourself to come down as slow as possible. Legs and arms come down more or less at the same time. Once you're lying down, we're going to come into bridge by bending into the knees, bringing the feet to the bottom, bringing the feet to the mat. Legs are about hips width distance wide. We're going to keep them parallel to one another. Arms are extended at your sides. The palms are going to be facing down. And on your next big inhale, press into the feet, press into the palms, and lift the pelvic, lift the belly up towards the ceiling. Make sure that those legs, those thighs stay parallel, nice and even with one another. Gently tuck the shoulder blades underneath you. Option, take a bind with the hands underneath. Gently lift just a little bit higher, the hips towards the ceiling. Dig those heels into the mat, and then imagine that you're pulling them back towards your head. Fire up the whole back side of the body, from the heels all the way to the top of the spine is active. Gently on an exhale, slowly roll it all down. Undo your bind first, of course, if you were in one. Once you get down to the mat, take a figure four with the knees. So the left ankle is going to come to the right knee top. And if this is more than enough of a hip opener for you, stay here. Option to reach the hands, the palms back behind that right thigh and pull the knee up and in. With your left elbow, you can even push open your left knee. Flex into those toes so that they come towards the shin. Gently release the hands from behind the legs if your foot was raised. Lower it down, uncross, and take it off to the other side. Right ankle comes to the left knee, staying here, flexing through the toes towards the shin, or bring the foot off the mat, hands wrapped behind the thigh. And then also a choice to press the right elbow into the right knee, opening up to that hip. Gently release the thigh. Let the feet come back to the ground. Uncross the legs. And then take a few windshield wipers left and right with the knees. Going at whatever pace feels good to you. Starting to slow down the breath. Letting the inhales and the exhales lengthen. And the next time that your knees fall off to the right hand side, go ahead and leave them there. But find comfort in this twist. Soften through as many areas of the body as you can. Relax. Hold on to very little. Gently bring the knees back upright and then shift your twist off to the other side. And again, finding as much comfort as possible. Sinking deeper into the mat. Slowing the breath even more. Slowly bring the knees back upright. And then come into happy baby. Feet come off the mat. They go towards the ceiling. You can reach towards the shin, the calves, the feet inside, outside. And whatever's accessible to you here, a rocking side to side. Maybe a pulling of one knee or the other into the armpit, extending through one leg or the other. Or simply enjoy some stillness in your happy baby. Letting go of the breath. Letting it flow absolutely naturally with its own rate. Gently come out of your happy baby. Legs, feet all come back down to the mat. Extend left and right legs until you're fully reached out from the heels to the top of your head. Let the legs feel heavy. Let the feet split open to the sides. The pelvic sinks deeper into the mat. The back softens into the floor. Give a gentle tuck with the shoulder blades underneath. Arms are long and heavy to the side with the palms up. Let go of your breath entirely, allowing it to flow naturally in and out. If you have time for an extended Shavasana, I absolutely recommend it. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, more if you have. Either way, thank you for joining me today and sharing your practice. When you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, roll off onto one side or the other, and then press up to a seated position. But please stay as long as necessary, as long as you can. And enjoy, sip in this last bit of self-care. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.